that shows up. And all of a sudden he seems to disappear. That is until chapter 41, and also on this night, another night on the 3rd, he reappears again. You know him, even though you've never seen his face. You've heard his voice, even though it was silent. If you ever felt abandoned or alone, it was according to his plan. Felt useless, no good. It was his accusing finger pointing. He wants to do that. And he thought he could do that to Job too, and even to our Lord Jesus. Little did he know. He was just a character in a greater story. He was the character doomed to take a fall. Who is he? We know him. Satan. Accuser. The adversary. If you recall in Job chapters 1 and 2, it was really Satan that was behind all that began to happen to Job. I mean, Satan was the one who told God, oh, Job's only believing in you, putting his trust in you because of all these ways that you've blessed him. Take it all away, he'll surely curse you. So it prompted the Lord to allow Job to go through his terrible trials, to show Satan that he could not wrench Job from his hands through unbelief. Yet, after chapters 1 and 2, Satan seems to disappear. It is until chapter 41, where he shows up again, except you wouldn't necessarily catch it to hear it. In fact, you heard it tonight, and you probably thought, what in the world was that reading talking about? It shows up in a reference to a creature, the one named Leviathan. This creature mentioned only a couple times in the Bible, or a few times in the Bible, but a few times in Job. In Job chapter 3, Job says this, may those who curse days curse that day, those who are ready to rouse Leviathan. Why did I not perish at birth and die as I came from the womb? What we see about Leviathan is that he is one who is to be feared, one linked with death. 2 times in Isaiah 27:1, this Leviathan is mentioned, but also he's called Nakish, which is the Hebrew word meaning serpent. It's that same word that we found back in Genesis 3:1. That serpent that showed up in the garden, Satan tempting Adam and Eve. Leviathan is that deceiving serpent. And then in Job 41, he's described like this. You heard it. His snorting throws out flashes of light. His eyes are like the rays of dawn. Firebrands stream from his mouth. Sparks of fire shoot out. Smoke pours from his nostrils as from a boiling pot over a fire breathes. What's that sound like? It sounds like a vicious, ferocious dragon. Man. In Revelation 12:9, all those images come together. And this creature is revealed his identity. It says this. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. In Job 41, verse 33, it describes Leviathan with these words, on earth is not his equal. One of the verses that inspired Martin Luther to write a hymn you just sang. The mighty fortress is our God. As he wrote, the old evil foe now means deadly woe. Though devils all the world should fill, all eager to devour us. The world's prince may still scowl fierce as he will, with dread craft and might in his arms himself to fight. And then Luther quotes Job 41:33 on earth. It's not as easy. Leviathan comes to kill, ill and destroyed. We felt his pursuit in our life, haven't we? His hot breath, his tempter, silently screaming at us, whatever you want to do, just do it. His hot breath, this deceiver, silently breathing into our ears. There's no limits, there's no consequences, there's no responsibility. What's it going to hurt? We've listened to that voice at times in our lives, haven't we? We've done that deed, spoken that word, acted on those thoughts. As we do, that ancient dragon is there, planting his foot upon our necks and saying into our ears, now you've done it. Now you've said it. Now you've thought it. You are as good as dead. He leads us to do it. He shames us. But see those moments of our weakness when we give in and think, that's on earth. Where is it? Yet Job 41 paints a different picture. It's God saying to Job, can you pull in Leviathan with a fish hook, or tie down his tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through his nose, or pierce his jaw with a hook? Can you make a pet of him like a bird, or put him on a leash for your girls? Can you fill his hide with harpoons, or his head with fishing spears? It was supposed to lead Job to say, I certainly cannot, Lord, but you can. Shows Leviathan does have an equal, in fact, more than that. He is a master. He cannot go beyond what the Lord allows and permits. We saw it in Job 1, what the Lord said to Satan, very well then, everything he has in your hands, put on him. Talking about Job. Do not lay a finger. Satan, in a way, like the Colonel Plank in the Bible. Those of you that are old enough, you know who I'm talking about. That character in the old TV show, Hogan's Heroes. He was the fall guy. Plank supposedly ran a POW camp during World War II. Yet we all know who really was in control. It's the prisoners. They listened to Clank's calls and read his mail. Even gave Clank ideas all the while, using him for their own cause. Clank could strut and prance, but Hogan called the shots, just as Satan can strut and prance and preen all at once. But he's not in control. So why Martin Luther would often remark about the devil, he says the devil is God's devil. Meaning, in other words, that he only has as much power and influence as the Lord allows. I had a camp director tell me one time that it's like he's a dog on a leash. Why does that matter? We have all faced these times, haven't we? The temptation that can seem so too strong to overcome, that voice that seemed too loud to ignore. Satan seeking claim over our life, and cackles at our weaknesses. I'd say, Lord, I don't have the strength to overcome what I am facing now. Yet as loud as his voice may seem, as strong as his temptations might be, remember, he's just a character in the bigger story. He cannot go beyond the part that has been determined for him. He cannot touch you, tempt you, stick his claws in you beyond what the Lord allows. He's always meant to play the part of the fall guy. We see in the scene that unfolds 2,000 years later, after the days of Job. It was subtle, if you caught it. He showed up again. And a reading on that night where it says Satan entered Judas. Judas had quit listening to the voice that would save him, the one who would protect him from that ancient enemy, the voice of his Savior, Jesus. So he decided to follow the voice of greed and ambition, and follow the voice of Satan, and he thought that was preferable. And so Satan did his worst to Jesus through Judas, as he had done to Job. Satan probably thought, this time it'll be different. This time there won't be a second act where God brought Job through his trial. And God blessed the second half of his life doubly more. Satan had convinced the crowd to crucify Jesus, to put him to death. No glory for God could come from death. Probably thought. He was laughing all the way to the cross. Yet the fall guy never gets the last laugh in the end, does he? Little did you know that cross would give all the Jobs of this world hope in suffering and light in darkness. It would silence Satan's accusing voice because it meant new life and forgiveness after sins committed, errors done. It meant the very thing that Satan had brought into the world through his temptation of death was the very thing being used against him. To give all of us who come to believe in Jesus for our forgiveness and salvation, hope, everlasting life. And Satan said cannot keep us out of heaven when Jesus steals the scene of our life. When his word leads us to the foot of his cross in faith, and we believe Jesus' words from the cross, it is finished. It is finished for me. It means that debt of my sins has been paid. It means my freedom has been purchased. It means there is forgiveness for my guilty soul. Sending a message then to Satan 3 days later, Jesus did. Your puny attempts at subverting God's plans will always come up empty. Luther captured it best. Words we sang tonight. This world's prince may still scowl fierce as he will. He can harm us none. He's judged. The deed is done. One little word and fell. What's that word? It's Jesus, our Savior. It's that little word that brings us victory today, forever. Sin, death, the devil. When Satan tries to remind you of your past, to accuse you of your every misstep, saying to you, what's the point? Give up. You don't have any help or hope in this world. You can remind him, I sure do. And his name is Jesus, my Lord, my Savior. You can remind him of his utter defeat in the past and his beat down coming on the last day in the future. As Satan's story will end with Jesus, the Prince of Peace, casting that ancient dragon down into the pit. Lake. Burning sulfur. Means when you're ever feeling a little bit like Job in your life, remember you have somebody in your corner. One who's there to fight for you, be with you every step of the way. And he's the one who comes to you now, his real body, his real blood, with real victory. The one who said on that night, this is the cup of the New Testament, shed in my blood, for the forgiveness of all your sins. This meal, this freedom. May the peace of Christ transcends all understanding. Guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus our Lord. Please now rise tonight.